So if there are characters that are important past Chapter 7, please don't mention it in the comments or anything, but I'm here to appreciate the aesthetic as a professional character designer, artist, and illustrator. So that is sort of how I'm going to be going through this whole thing. And hello, if you don't know me, my name is Starlight Akari. I am a prismatic kitsune. I stream Arknights on Tuesdays and Saturdays. I do Arknights art streams on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard. And, well, let's get into it. Alright. Just scream skin review time, MLG horn sounds. Alright. Let's start with our first one here. I have not looked at any of these except Mostima. Alright. First off is, Muelsyse? Don't know anything about Muelsyse, but she has a very, very pretty design. Oh wait, I think this is the one that I've seen a little bit of the behind the scenes into how this design was created. Oh, it's animated too. I didn't even realize it was animated. That's really pretty. I'm looking at this completely from an aesthetic point of view, and already I'm just like, this is really, really nice. I believe that somebody was saying that the influence, the inspiration of the of this outfit was old Renaissance paintings, so that's really cool. And I remember them going through all the different designs and eventually setting on sort of this like parade of golden animals and how they were going to express it. I really love seeing how things come together, the behind the scenes of everything, right? So let's take a closer look here, because this looks like something that's gonna have like a fair amount of details. She is really pretty. She is really, really pretty. Every little animal in the corner here, we've got like the golden birds, we've got this golden unicorn. Interesting idea to have like these wings across its neck. I'm sure that has some significance that I don't know of. We've got this two-horned goat. We've got a lot of horned goats. We've got a flying serpent. So clearly there's a lot of symbolism in these animals, right? Two-horned goat has a lot of symbolism. Flying serpent has a lot of symbolism. Unicorn has a huge amount of symbolism. And then there's a lot of different elements of— is that the doctor? Okay, that. In gold? Interesting, in gold. I'm not gonna question it. I'm not gonna question it. I love these designs though. Also, just from a color perspective, right? Just from a color perspective, color theory, using this gold with these— oh, it sparkles. That's really nice. This gold coupled with this bright, intense blue for the highlights and shadows is very, very nice. Like, even if you were to just isolate this singular piece, it would be a really nice piece on its own, to be honest. Look at the doctor's feet. Doctor's feet, it's melted gold. I don't really want to know what the implications of that are. And then let's look at the outfit itself, because again, we're playing a lot with those really bright, intense shadows. These bright blues of this shadow is really nice. We have this darker— we have an almost like white, black, and gold. So there's a very clear color story here. And then this staff is the only— from what I can tell, it's the only thing in this piece that has this bright flash of green. So it definitely clearly shows off, like, it wants to show its importance here. Again, don't know who the character is, don't know any details, that is a-okay. I want to take this from a completely blind perspective, right? So I'm looking at all of these, like, gold leaves, literal gold leaves. This dress, the way that the fabric is flowing is very, very nice. The delicateness of her holding up the draping of the fabric. I'm curious about this, but I'm not gonna ask. And then, okay, we have a little bit of the staff coupled with the pendant on her necklace, which is very nice. And then we've got sort of this beautiful halo-like centerpiece here. And then someone said to look at the animation, right? All right, what is the whole animation? Is she singing? Oh! Okay. So these animals can kind of come to life in a way. That's very interesting. Okay. I didn't think that they would be able to move. They're not just statues, they can come to life. That's really cool. And there's a button? Small lens, bottom left? What do you mean? You can see the anime. Oh, right. So this is like... And then there's also the sun and the moon motif that's similar to Mostima, right? How do I get it to behave? Bottom right now? Is it this one? It's this very elegant, soft-moving... sort of like bringing these creatures to life. It's so elegant. There's so much like, there's so many little details going on, the little sparkles, the little ambiance of everything. It's very nice. The Arknights Synesthesia is the yearly Arknights concert and the costumes were showcased here. I see. This is very, very nice. I really like the, I like the muted color palette with everything still being a very intense gold. I think that's really well done. Love the little rainbow on the animation. Wait, I need to see that again. Clearly I missed something very important. Are these also like confetti? Like streamers? Oh, okay, it's the rainbow and the staff. That is really nice. The whole thing just has such an elegance to it. And then in the, and then in the background as well. That's very nice. I'd love you having a watch-along of the concerts too. Of course, after you spoiler-freed them. Well, maybe some of the earlier ones, perhaps? That is really, really very pretty, though. I really like this design. I really like this skin. This kind of almost falls under don't know the character, but might go for the skin just because it's so elegant. And I know it is based on a Renaissance painting, so that is also very, very enticing. All right. Our next one here is, all right, Logos. I know that Logos is story important, so I'm not gonna ask any questions about Logos. I'm not gonna ask anything related to Logos. I don't know, I don't need to know. But I am really, really loving my total bias for this sun and moon aesthetic that everyone seems to have. Oh? What are you writing? Okay. Are you writing song? Are you... Huh. Interesting. I was not expecting you to have a magic pen wand thing like I do. So, this doesn't have as clear of a sun-moon motif or symbolism, but we can clearly see it in the color scheme, right? We can clearly see it in the color scheme. This sun-moon aesthetic around here as well. This is also a very graceful pose, right? Like, the pose itself is just extremely elegant, soft. The way that I know I keep saying elegant, but it is Ambience Synesthesia, so I'm pretty sure elegance is the key here. The way that this fabric is drawn to be in this, you know, mid-air motion is really, really well done. This is very hard to pull off. Pulling off fabric in general is hard, but doing these types of folds, this sort of like accordion fold, is not easy to pull off, especially with the different materials. You see we have this thicker material in the front, and then the more, the crimped chiffon on the bottom. These are not easy things to pull off and still make it all feel cohesive. And then the crimped chiffon with the heavier fabric here. It's a very nice touch, and it is, again, giving us that subtler sun-moon vibe, right? This sort of dusk and dawn, which is really, really, really nice. I honestly, like, I would wear most of these outfits. Most of these things with this sun and moon motif, I would absolutely wear these outfits because, like, a lot of people know that I have the rainbow and aurora thing, but truthfully, this outfit that I have is kind of supposed to not just be rainbow, but sort of be like twilight. So it's sort of supposed to be the in-between of the dusk and the dawn. So when I see that done in others' outfits, I am immediately drawn to it, to be honest. the way that it's done all across with the light and the shadow, really intense blues, really bright yellow, almost white, pretty much white. The color scheme is just so fitting. And then we've got like this, there's this river. We're in some sort of like cathedral or castle type environment, and then there's this river and this insanely long staircase. So it's meant to be a very symbolic piece because the character is obviously not placed in their environment. They are sort of placed in front of it, and then they have this graceful pose to it. So, and then let's see what the animation is here. This is like, this is so strange because this is kind of similar to how I use my own thing. And then it turns into, okay. Oh, okay. It turns into a flute, and then there's sort of like a music element going on. There's so much elegance that I really love here. This is funny because this is very similar to how my own wand works. The wand that I use that has like the flute element, the pen element, the magic element. It's very amusing to me. But overall, color scheme wise, design wise, really beautifully done. Genuinely. I don't have any of these operators, and I just really love these skin designs. I'm very biased towards the sun and the moon motif, so let's continue with our bias, shall we? Mostima, I don't have you at all, but again, you guys have like the prettiest designs, I swear. Getting 2 out of 2 skins, good start. You know what? I do these videos to see if other people want the skins, to see if they're like not noticing any details that I want to point out from an art perspective. But honestly, yeah, there's a lot here where I'm just like, dang, stop going for my aesthetic. That's not fair. So, alright. Mostima's I don't think is animated, but that is a-okay because, I mean, the background does its own work. This actually would have been absolutely gorgeous animated. I could see these gears turning, perhaps, or the movement of the sun and the moon and the... This actually feels like it... Okay, the fact that this is a pocket watch... Clearly we can see here that this has the framing of a pocket watch. It feels like it needs to be animated, and I'm a little bit disappointed that it's not, because it just has that perfect, it has that perfect foundation to be an animated piece, right? If it's a pocket watch, then things that would move on a clock would fit it the best. So I'm slightly disappointed by that, just because I think it could deserve so much more. But overall, the, again, we've got our sun and moon motif. I'm not sure what this piece in the middle is. It feels like a way to show an in-between. This is definitely... Okay, sorry, for a second I thought this was the symbolism of the moon. No, it's much more obvious. So we've got our sun and our moon. I'm assuming this is some sort of, flag post or weapon, perhaps? I'm not sure what this piece is in the center, but it's very intriguing to me. It's probably not something I should know, so that's okay. And we've got a lot of... I'm seeing if there's anything that I can pick out from this. Is this maybe a snake? I'm seeing a lot of instruments here. I'm seeing a lot of planets. These could also sort of be, like... Are these on both sides? They are on both sides. Moon phases. Okay, they're moon phases. Because I'm seeing it go all the way around. I think that's why I got confused as to maybe thinking that this was the main part of the moon, because we've got this crescent moon, and then we've got, like, the faces of the moon and the suns. The sun, singular. But the fact that it's going around and showing this moon phase all the way around. There's just... We're playing a lot with this motif, and I'm very biased. And I really love it. I love the crystalline colors of this palace area. I love the way that this entire setup is meant to look like her on the foundation of a pocket watch. And then the outfit itself, right? So Mostima's main color, I understand, is like a bright blue. And then she has kind of this... I don't know anything about her, but the coloring of the blue hair, the blue gloves, the blue dress, combined with something where this is supposed to evoke a cooler color. It's just very, very muted to the point it's almost a gray. But it's not, if you were to isolate it, like if I didn't look at her, right? If I move away from here, and if I was to ask about these colors, you'd probably say, oh, it's blue. But because she has such this intense royal blue, then these colors sort of fall away and allow you to not be as distracted, but see them more for the actual objects that they are. Having this darker royal blue behind this castle area that is very light and very shimmering, very ethereal feeling almost. She's got a halo, so I'm sure there's some connection there. It has a very, very good balance to it. This almost has like a yin-yang composition. A sun-moon, it's very, very well done. So yeah, this is this is definitely a design where I'm not so much as in love with her actual outfit personally, but I think that the strength in this skin is the background, frankly. That is my personal opinion. I'm sure that Mostima is a fantastic operator, but really it's the background that is stealing the show in this. And I still think she looks very, very nice, very, very elegant. But it's hard to not see the background as sort of being the main element here. Fantastic in art and design, yeah, absolutely. Alright. Let's see what else here. Mysterious blue serves as the main hue, a blue of grace and beauty. Very, very fitting, very true, yeah. Alright. This one? Alright, this is Ines, okay. So we're not playing as much with the sun and moon motifs here, right? That was probably just the first three. I'm guessing we're going into different directions. So this is much more on the instrumental itself. And this is interesting. They've got like a set list going here, sort of overlaid on the instrument here. Her pose is very interesting. I'm immediately drawn to this pose. Also, this kind of shows me that there's no reason that Mostima's couldn't have been animated. She has an extremely strong composition, shape theory, right? This very, very strong triangular piece, which is interesting to me because when you think of a triangular character, it is usually one that has like more of a strong foundation, and they still have their elegance, but it's like there's triangles exude elegance. But the reason why this is interesting to me is because the direction that she has is very unbalanced, but in a way that I think is intentional. The fact that she's almost like slipping off of this record, the fact that you have like these cobwebs areas with these butterflies around her, there's definitely, again, I'm not asking any questions, but there's a lot of visual symbolism going on just in the composition itself. Cobwebs with butterflies is a very, very interesting combination. Also the point that it's different colored butterflies, right? We have blue on the ends here where they're on the cobwebs, and then when they're not on the cobwebs, they're red, which is closer to her own main color. And then she's holding this microphone, and again, we have the red butterflies, and then back to the blue butterflies when it's on the cobwebs. So, not asking any questions, but in terms of just blind detail, in terms of blind concept, that is a very clever design choice. That is a very, very clever design choice. Also, making the making this part fade into the white so that her darker colors show through just very, very strongly. That is a really clever choice as well, to make sure that she is contrasted both in her dark colors and in this sort of sheer, again, we're sort of using like the sheer veil type fabric, but being able to see that balanced with the darkness and balanced with the lightness of this background. This background was probably drawn in full color, and then once they had Ines in the front, they probably added another layer of a lighter color to make sure that she stood out as much as possible, which is a very interesting choice. And then there's kind of like a resonance on the records themselves. And then we've kind of got like this flowery or crystal motif here. There's a lot of crystalline colors here. A lot of like this crystalline sparkle area. It's not the same sparkle that the gold has. There's just a lot of crystalline finishes, which honestly, a crystal motif seems to work well in a lot of music-related media. Because there's so much that that music itself can do that kind of evokes that feeling. So let's see what our animation is here. Bring it up a little bit more so it focuses on her. Okay. Oh! Okay, I was not expecting that entire background change, because I just mentioned the importance of the background showing off. So she has like, okay, so the butterfly flies down to her, and then she immediately starts doing the actual song work. Everything sort of resonates around from that, and then the detail of this instrument immediately goes down. This is very, very interesting. This is smart. There's all this detail in this instrument, right? And then the minute that she starts singing, it goes into a silhouette form, right? I pressed that, didn't I? There we go. The minute she starts singing here, it changes to a silhouette. This is a very, very clever choice, because now all of your focus is on her immediately. This is really, really smart. Because there's so much visual noise going on, there's so much detail, and the minute the animation starts, the minute she starts singing, the fact it goes to a silhouette immediately draws your eyes back down to her so that you're focused on the movement and you're focused on the animation. 10 out of 10 design choice there. That is very, very smart. Because it makes you not get distracted by everything else around. Because this is a very busy background. The crystalline textures in general create more visual noise. So there's a lot to deal with when you have the visual noise of a crystal texture. And then to get rid of all of that in the animation so that you are sure that you're focused on what she's doing in the animation. That is a very, very good design choice. I'm very, very impressed by that, honestly. All my focus was already on her. But now even more so, right? Now even more so, because you're kind of looking at her, you're kind of looking at the entire background, but then once the background goes to a solid color, now you are really only focusing on her. But yeah, that whoever decided to do that for the animation portion, absolute props off to them. Very amazing choice. All right, our next one here. Oh. I know nothing about this operator other than it drives her a little crazy, so I'll have a little bit of fun with this. Okay, so let's see here. I've got like this throne look. We've got this very is that a cat? I think, okay. I'm guessing that Stainless is a neko, is feline. Unless I possibly have I could possibly have it run for some sort of rodent or marsupial, but I'm guessing cat. We've got like this crazy armor going on here. I love that the cat has its own little helmet with the face sticking out, but then like just covering over just covering over the mouth. Like you can see the eyes and you can see the forehead. Actually, you know, for anyone who is thinking about Stargazer designs with armor, something like this is absolutely perfect. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out. This little headpiece, this little armor piece, as an element for a Stargazer design, works very well. Works very, very well indeed. So I have a huge bias to any of these designs that have animal companions. I mean, yeah, that's why I grabbed Gitanos. That's why I love Suzerains. Anything with an animal companion. 10 out of 10, right off the bat. But let's look at the actual design here. We've kind of got, like, this very... He doesn't look confident, which is interesting. He's got these soldiers around him who feel confident and ready, but he himself looks frustrated or slightly irritated. But he's like, he seems relaxed anyway. He's just not showing the, he doesn't have like that royal, he doesn't look bored. He just seems like he's concerned. He looks like he has a massive migraine. Brooding, yeah, brooding. I think that's the best word, I agree. Aroma's been away from trains for far too long. I think brooding is the best word. I think that was very, very fair. He's got his weapon at the ready, but the way that he's positioned on this throne, where he's got like, you know, one leg down, one leg up, he's definitely not ready to jump into the fray if he had to. This seems like there's definitely a lot on his mind. I love this cat. I love this cat. I love the armor on this cat. If anyone wants to have armor on a Stargazer design, this is how you do it. The empty crown. Okay. Interesting. So it doesn't look like... I'm looking at the tatters on the clothes. I'm looking at the tatters on the flag. This doesn't look like some after-battle, this doesn't look like a bloody aftermath. This looks like potentially thinking before a battle. Trying to think about what to do, trying to think about how to lead your army. I just realized that even these guys have cat ears on their outfits. Even the armor itself has cat ears. For the ones standing... Wait, are they all Neko? Maybe they're all Neko. Battle cats. Well, okay. I think the other thing is that it's also a very good color scheme, right? It kind of has that, Twilight battle color scheme. There's, of course, this, like, shining, glow on here that you would normally associate with it. This could also be dawn. This could be, like, you know, strategizing, before the dawn type of deal. There's a lot of different cats around here, actually. Cats assemble. You need to see this animated? Is this one this one's not animated? Or do you mean the skin with the cats? But again, the thing about these operator skins is how amazing the artists who paint these are with their color theory, contrast theory, composition theory. The composition is amazing. This is a very hard angle to draw from. It looks like he's looking down on us and we're looking up at him. This sort of three-point perspective going on. This is not an easy thing to draw at all. Also, this feeling of a building, this feeling of a castle, this feeling of an establishment, and then not drawing the entire castle, just giving the way to the walls, and then showing a bit of the sky in the background so we can sort of get a better idea of what time of day it is. Having these, like, broken columns, it just shows enough of the vibe so that we get an idea of where he probably is and what time of day it is and what the overall feeling is, without drawing a full building and sort of concealing him, right? Because I think another way that someone would have drawn this is just drawing the entire castle and then having the time of day shine through the window, right? But no, instead we get the foundations of the castle, and the time of day is being poured through it. The time of day is pouring through the walls of this unfinished castle. And I don't mean unfinished like it wasn't drawn incorrectly. I mean unfinished in the way that it was very intentionally chosen how much of the building to show. Just give the idea of it, right? Corgi? Where do you see a corgi? But yeah, it's definitely, like, in terms of contrast, right? Because again, same thing that they did with Ines. Darker character in the foreground, and then lighter in the background, so that the darker character stands out. This faded background effect with this character in the foreground, and the faded soldiers, so that it's not as much of your focus. These are all really, really great choices. Even the cat, right? Faded cat in the background, important cat in the foreground. Even just down to this section of the throne, right? Faded back of the throne, intense front of the throne, intense tail coming through. Different highlights so that the tail and the throne edge don't get misconstrued together. Every little highlight, every little detail. This intense bright line art. This intense bright line art so that this shows how warm the sun is. How intense the sun is. This could have been a black outline, and instead they went for, like, a bright, bright red. These are all very intentional design decisions. The tail detail alone, yeah, the rendering of the tail. The way that they did the fur, the way that feels like it's in movement. The way that the blade has just hit the ground and is creating these sparks in the air, probably from hitting stone. I mean, would you have thought of that if you were painting this character? Regardless of your art skills, but just in terms of thought, right? Because I know a lot of people who can draw really, really well, but the thought here, if you were drawing a character on a throne, and they had a weapon at their side, and the bottom was stone, would you think of, if the weapon hits stone, then it would make sparks? Then it would have, like, a little bit of spark that I could emphasize so that more people could see it? I don't think most people would think of doing this. It's a drill lance? Regardless of what it is, it's metal on stone. And I don't know if anyone would consider what it's doing. And I think that that goes beyond just being able to render really well, and also, like, having a really good idea of who your subject matter is. The only time I think of movement is when the character is active. And that's what the case is for most people. That's what most people would think, is that, like, okay, I know that it has to look like there is movement to it, but I don't know how to convey that in a still drawing. So conveying that in a still drawing with the sparks flying, conveying that in a still drawing with the direction of how this tail is moving, this tight angle makes it feel like it's in motion, right? Aside from this one, where, you know, it's still curled, but it doesn't feel like it's in motion. This very, very tight, sharp angle twisting around makes it feel like the tail itself is in the middle of movement. The spark on the stone is attention to detail. The function of the weapon is that it's rotating. Okay. But is it, it doesn't even look like it's on. It doesn't even look like it's currently being used. It looks like it's sitting at his side. So I don't know. I think that if you are hired for a gacha game, and you're just given a little bit of base information about this character, and I don't know, maybe in Arknights it's different, I'm not sure. I just know how it is for most assignments that you get as an artist, right? You get a little bit of character background, you get a little bit of who they are, you get a little bit of, you know, maybe what their weapon does. But to have these decisions, this still takes a lot of talent of someone who understands both how the world works and how to visually represent it. I know a lot of artists who can render really well, but they wouldn't have done this. Even if they knew, like, oh, this is a drill weapon. It's supposed to turn. That's what it does. It's a drill weapon. and then your prompt is to have this guy, like, laying his weapon against his throne. Most people would not think of this. Most people would not come up with this. I can guarantee you. So, between the direction, between the perspective and knowing the weapon and the lighting and having the sky shine through, regardless of what you think of the operator itself, this is a very well done piece. The big drill, I dig it. I see what you did there. Alright. We'll do one more here. Oh wait, Alright, is that all our new ones? I thought there were others, no? I know we've reviewed this one as well. But yeah, I think that I think this is just really, really well done. Well, if that's all the new ones. There are other reruns that came back? Okay, have we looked at those? I know we've reviewed... Oh, okay. I got confused with these two, because I know that we reviewed those in a previous video. Alright. So our next one here is... Oh! Ironic! Ironic with Silver Ash. Okay. Because I was just saying, like, wow, you know, at some point it would be nice to grab Silver Ash. Alright. Got this cute little leopard here. Is it... Pawing. We got a cute little pawing leopard here. Little snow leopard. Alright. So, oh, I see. They're bringing back past Ambience Synestesias. Is that it? I like the skin for him the best. It is really nice, yeah. So this is interesting because this also goes back to contemplating on a throne. But let's see what the difference is here. And of course we're gonna get a little bit more movement and animation because this is an animated skin and the other was not. Okay. We can already tell he's a little bit irritated with the snow leopard friend. This doesn't have the same vibe. This has a little bit more, yeah, confidence. Absolutely more confidence. Absolutely more reassuredness. More relaxed until the kid had other ideas. It's definitely more relaxed. His legs are crossed, so that's already a very, very key element to just showing that he's relaxed. The bird is part of the up design, by the way. It's his companion, and it's how he does range attacks since he's a lord. I love that. I really do. I love that. I love the lord class so much. I really love the lord class. I don't know why. It just makes me happy. I love how even the bird gets to have an outfit that reflects his. He's alone, but with his companions. I like that. How the boss is seated when you enter the fight. Yeah, right? He's got such a more air of confidence about him. He doesn't need to have the composition where he's looking down on us. He's a lot more sure of himself. He definitely looks tired. He looks a little bit irritated. His hawk's name is Tenzin. Oh, I feel like I knew that meaning at one point. Again, the rendering of the tail. Always very good rendering. You can kind of tell that, I mean, let me know if I'm wrong. Is this an older skin? Like, is this a much older skin? I'm looking around at the composition. No? Last year. Oh, okay. I'm looking around at the environment here. I can't quite make out... It looks like it's a ship. It looks like it's part of a ship. Interesting. Since it's newer, I won't ask any questions. Oh, I love the detail on the shoes here. Because he's from a colder region, right? So we kind of have like this mountainous symbolism on the shoes itself, which is interesting. Again, the way that they play with gold is very interesting, and again, the way they play with this navy blue, similar to Mostima, right? I think what's interesting is how you see the colors being played between the different skins, right? So this blue, with what I was saying before with the gray, where if you isolated it, you would also say that it was blue, but the minute you put it next to this, royal blue, it immediately has more of a gray feeling. Some lines of Ambience Synesthesia go into specific color styles. Oh, I see. Okay. Blue and gold is a very good color combo for many things, and then because a blue and gold combination is so intense on its own, pairing it with a grayscale, pairing it with a black and white, usually makes the most sense, and Mostima was sort of the same way, right? We had that royal blue, and then she had a lot of, like, black and white on her, and bits of gold. It's the best way to utilize those very, very vibrant colors so that that is where you are focused. Multiple skins tend to do one image, and then we might have multiple ops from the image. Oh, okay, I see that. Oh, I love how the leopard has his own little step stool. See, he shows that he's slightly irritated, but he can't be because he gave the little leopard his own little step stool. More cat. This one's so cute. Alright, let's see what the animation is for this. Oh? There's more contemplation here. Huh. I feel like there was probably... Alright. Was there anything in the background? Does it feel like it was... Okay, it's getting... Huh. It's getting colder, mainly. It looks like it's getting colder. You didn't even pet the cat! If you like exceedingly well-defined tails, this is a fine skin for you. It is a very nice tail, yes, I have to say. The detail in this tail is very well done. Also, I love how his tail is, like, mirroring that of the little baby snow leopard here. Right? They're just sort of, like, brushing against each other. It's very cute. I can't get over the fact that he has his own little step stool. That's precious. He's got his own little step stool. Alright, this one's sweet. I like it. Let's see if the bird did anything real quick. I didn't notice the bird do anything, but... No, it's more so just contemplation and thinking for the most part, I think. And pawing. And pawing, of course. Alright. Then after this, we have Spire. Okay. This is a really nice- wait, this one's fun! This one looks fun for Swire. Swire probably needs a little bit of a break, right? This is a fun one! This is a fun one for Swire. Oh my gosh, that is precious. the little details of Hoshi and Chen there is so cute. This almost has like, is this like Tamagotchi? These have Tamagotchi looks. There's a Tamagotchi element. Okay, do you have any accessory that looks like a Tamagotchi? Because I think these are Tamagotchi. I don't see any immediately. Do you have any sort of Tamagotchi element on you? I don't see one. Dang it. That would have been fun. No, I don't think so. But I still find it funny. These definitely are Tamagotchi. Look, you have the one that's slightly more evolved. You have the little baby one. You have the one that's probably like in its second form. Diva. Incredible. This is just fun. This is just a fun one. This one's just, you don't have to think too hard about this. This one's just enjoyable for what it is. I like that. I like the way that this swirled, rounded background kind of breaks off into pixelization. This is using a fishbowl lens perspective, which again, not very easy to pull off, but really well done here. This sort of curvature here, It's not that the buildings are curved, it's a fishbowl lens. Tetris. Oh, it is Tetris, you're right. Yeah, you're right, they're Tetris blocks. I couldn't quite tell which direction. Oh wait, oh, I get it. It's like Invaders, Tetris, Tamagotchi. It's all like the pixelated games. I love the Hoshi and Chen little chibis here though. That's so fun. That's so cute. It's a good way to include them here. Also, I love her jewelry on her tail. Tail jewelry is a very nice thing. Works better for felines because their tail can kind of support that better. But I love the jewelry. I love the tail jewelry. Big fan of that. Also holding the bag on her tail. We've kind of got like the amps going. We've got the music waves here. I see the little fans. I see what you're saying with the little fans now. I did say Space Invaders. How many bags does she have on her? She's got 2 bags at the same time. And she's got like the little Walkman that's fun. And then the microphone. Also, I really like the color choice here. The cyan and the red. The cyan, the red, and the black. It's a good color combo. This is just fun. She's having fun. She's allowed to have fun. She's got her fans here. I like this one. I like this one. It's just chill. What? What? It's Tamagotchi, not Tomagotchi? I said Tamagotchi. I said Tamagotchi. I'm sorry if you don't appreciate my accent, okay? Oh, this is Room and Rome all over again, I swear. Potato, tomato. You said Tama, I can vouch? Thank you, I appreciate that. Look, I'm sorry if my accent doesn't fully show what you want. But yeah, no, Tamagotchi, Space Invaders, and Tetris. Anyway, I'm glad that this is like a chill, fun, relaxing one. The rendering on the bags is very nice. I really appreciate just seeing the rendering on regular props, to be honest. Also the rendering on her hair. The way that it flows so nicely. They're just nice pieces. Does she have... Okay, what the heck is going on with her hair? Wait. Swire, what? Is this like... Okay, am I going crazy? Is this like an extension or something? What? Wait, I was like ready to move on. What happened with the hair? I was ready to move on. What is this? I am questioning this part heavily. Isn't it just a this looks silver. This looks silver to me. It's a Gyaru thing? Okay. I mean, I believe you, but I wasn't I wasn't expecting it. Alright. Interesting. Well, regardless. Alright. Chic and breezy concert outfit, showcasing her vivacity and cuteness. She leads the choreography, gladly accepting the applause and affection from her stans. They actually use the word stans, oh my gosh. Skip the yandere looking one? Okay. You mean that one, right? Is this one okay? The one with the white hair, is that alright? Yeah? So, here. Okay, Irene, okay. Alright, we are playing again with, Also, thank you for letting me know that, I appreciate that. We are playing again with our use of values. Welcome back, Asling. White hair is always alright. Okay, it is a maid outfit, yeah. Okay. I'm immediately noticing, again, color scheme, right? Color scheme. See if there's any interesting... Okay. She has the docks, she's got a stage. Well, no, wait, that's not a stage, that's... Oh, this one is messing with my head, but in a really nice way. The very front makes my eyes hurt. The simulated environment feel. This is... Wow, this is really, like, Escher painting messing with my head, but in a really good way. So we've got her in front here with a travel case. And then we've got where she could be traveling to, where we've got the docks and the boats. And then you think that this is just like a window to a room, but then it opens to more docks and boats, and then it kind of gives you a crazy perspective shift, where you can't really tell, like, where this makes sense. Because you would think it would just be a floor, and then you look carefully, and then you see the ships. But then you look out here, and you also see the ships. Is she a seagull? This doesn't look like a seagull. This looks like a different type of bird, but I couldn't tell you what type of bird that is, honestly. And then this thing with the arrows. Wait, are these also birds? No. Yes? Sometimes they look like birds, and other times they... Maybe they're... Okay. No, this could be a seagull. That has seagull feet. Maybe it's a different type of bird. This one I couldn't quite tell, but this does look more like a seagull. It could also be a different ocean gull species. I noticed that Arknights tends to like to get more specific with the species. I do not know all of the ocean gulls. Great Skua? See, I knew it was gonna be something like that. I knew it was gonna be like, oh no, we're not gonna go for a basic seagull. We're gonna go for something that's very, very close, but also different. That's kind of how I feel with the new 5-star, who is like, no, she's not a rabbit. We're gonna have her be like this tassel-eared squirrel. And I'm like, yeah, we have to go, we have to go crazy with the specific animal species here. I don't know why, but I like how striking the green case is. It has very military color and really stands out. It's funny, right? Because green and pink are a really great color to go together, because green and red are opposite colors, so you are playing with that. But the green is subtle enough that it doesn't detract from the pink, because it helps sort of aid that grayscale feeling. VA pronounced her name, Irene? I was sure. I would not have thought of that either. Dang, okay. Skuas are a seagull species, so it checks out. Yeah, I've noticed something Arknights likes to do is take the animal that you think it's going to be, like the basic version of it, and then pick like a really strange subspecies of it. I thought she might be a seagullish bird, because the lantern reminds me of a lighthouse. The lantern? That's not in the skin, right? That's more in her main design? Oh, no, there's the lantern. Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. It does evoke a lighthouse-type feel. Huh. Is this a concert ticket? Is this one of the bands? This feels like it would be one of the band's logos. And then this is like... The way she holds it in the original is very lighthousey. That makes sense. I'm amazed at how much this type of perspective messes with my head. I don't know if I would have been able to invent this, frankly. But yeah, okay, so it's like, it's a fairly typical maid outfit. We've got some more tactical gear here. And then the additions of the very strong pink to add that contrast is a really great choice. Looks very neat. Tomb-like background, high angle. Not fully sure what's wrong with it. What do you mean, what's wrong with it? It's not a tomb-like background. It's curtains. It's meant to be like maybe a hotel or something. It's travel. So we've got the travel bag here. We've got these curtains that are evocative of some room, and then we've got the docks here that would normally be your floor, but instead it's your ocean. And then we've got the docks in the background, which should be your ocean, but it messes with you because we duplicated it here when this should be the entrance to a bedroom. Or something similar. I'm talking about a different one? The one people said to avoid? Please don't discuss which one to avoid. It's probably because it's a spoiler for me. Please don't discuss the one that I'm supposed to avoid. The cord going from pink to black is an interesting choice for the front of the outfit. It is, yeah. Yeah, if people tell me to avoid a specific design, it's so that I don't get spoiled by something. The rest should be okay, right? Hopefully the rest should be okay. But yeah, I think that's a nice design. I'm still very thrown off by this concept. This is messing with my head. Should be? Alright, cool. Lumen is the next one. I love, I'm just gonna say Irene, because I can't imagine Irene. I'll try to get used to it. I love Irene's design, but her voice in both Ian and JP disappointed. Oh no. Let's see here. I like the visuals of the chibi here. Let's see. This is, wait. This is Lumen? Okay. Oh, this is interesting. We haven't seen this very often. We haven't seen gold have this type of intense particle effect before. I mean, I know it exists, I just mean like in the skins that we've reviewed so far. Again with the ticket! Again with the ticket. Okay, are they all traveling for the same thing? Because, you know, second thing with the ticket here. Alright, we've got a pen and a quill. This looks like a really nice shirt. This looks like a very, like, chill shirt to be in, honestly. Golden Dream. This feels like a resort? Okay, okay. What I'm understanding here is that this theme is more of a, travel, island, getaway type of thing. And they all sort of seem like they're going for the same purpose. Oh, I really like that detail with the peacock feathers on the lamp. We've got the visuals here with the nice laurel decoration. Vacation type, yeah, vacation type. This is nice. This is nice, though. It's very calming. I like the time of day. It's just sort of like right before sunset. It's very chill. Again, this technique using the lighter background is really nice. The strikes of blue among the detail is really good here. Oh, and they sort of complement the hair color. We've got a little bit of the hair color of the blue, and then the outfit complementing the hair color. A little bit of the split seam of the pant complementing this as well. It's just a very nice outfit. I might be biased because I really love flowing sleeves like this. I really love pirate shirts. I won't be... I won't lie, I really, really love pirate shirts. I love pirate shirts, I love flowing sleeves. So I'm personally a big fan of this outfit. Like, I would wear that. Oh, there are cookies! Look at that! Oh wait, maybe they're muffins. They kind of look like muffins. I love this skin a lot. It's so chill and relaxing, you know? I like the muffins here. Also, I like the tiny touches of maroon that bring the whole piece together, right? Because you've got the gold and the blue, the gold and blue, the gold and blue, lots of gold and blue, and then you've got this nice maroon as a fabric here, and as a book here, and it just sort of helps tie the whole thing together nicely. And also, I really like how they made the curtains have, again, a little bit of that stage design. I really like the umbrella, I don't know why. It's a good umbrella, too. Yeah. It has like a... It almost looks like it has like an almost stone-feeling handle. It blends in so well into the blue with the faded color. Yeah, right? And again, like, basing the shadow colors, too. The shadows of the maroon, the shadows of the blue. And then it just... There's a lot of nice detail. There's a lot of nice props here. I like the little tray of muffins. There's a lot of fun here. Golden Dream, Lumen's casual leisure wear. Tailored for elegance from lightweight material, the sea mist has lifted and you can now see the lighthouse without binoculars. It's just very chill, it's just very happy. I like it a lot. Ambience Synesthesia skin line technically should have something to do with musicians somehow? Okay, interesting. That's why there's tickets. That would make sense. Yeah, I kind of understood the idea of, like, you know, attending a concert and traveling for that attendance, right? Because the previous one with Irene also was, like, traveling somewhere. She had her suitcase and everything. Lighthouse spotted? I do say lighthouse, yes. Alright, next one here. Roberta. Okay. Ooh, oh, wait, I really like this one. I have no bias in this at all. I have absolutely no bias here in any way, shape, or form. Alright. I am very, yeah, I've got no bias whatsoever here. Alright. Is she a stoat of some form? A ferret? A stoat? I'm getting, an otter? Wait, she's an otter, right? This definitely has, like, an otter vibe, right? Roberta's cool, she's making all the vaporwave statues. Yeah, that's fair. Again with these letters, okay. I like the paint set. That's a little concerning. Why is there a knife in this one? Okay, did we run out of thumbtacks? I think we ran out of thumbtacks here. Interesting. You don't seem all that concerned. Why did you stick a knife into your canvas? These canvases are expensive. A letter opener? But why in your canvas? That's gonna destroy the canvas. Anyway. Ooh, okay, I like this detail. I like the detail that her brushes are sunset colored. And then, you can also see that in the paint here. And then the dress itself reflects the color of the brushes with the sunset. The ribbon sort of evokes a giant paint stroke. So that's a really good choice, too. Isn't that a palette knife? A palette knife isn't sharp. A palette knife, is used to move paint on your palette. It has a rounded end. You would not be able to stab anything through your canvas with a palette knife. Professional makeup artist? This is definitely not something you would use for makeup, though. These are definitely acrylics or oils, I would say. I like this container. Also, the reflections here are really nice. The reflections on the briefcase are really good. Doesn't need to be sharp if you stab hard enough. I don't really think you should do that with a palette knife. I do like the statues, though. My guess is that she herself is not a sculptor, but she's just sort of surrounding herself with art-like materials. She's got 2 suitcases, which is interesting. I'm guessing they contain the same thing. What is sculpting and painting statues if not makeup for a bust? Huh? She's a makeup artist, not a traditional painter or sculptor. But she clearly has paint! I mean, I believe you, but it looks like she decided to take up a different hobby for this particular instance, because this can't be mistaken for makeup. Ancient statues were painted with very gaudy colors. I mean, that's fair. I just saw the gradient in the skirt. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The gradient in her skirt reflects the gradient in her paintbrushes. And now she uses makeup for statues? I guess you would need to see a different, I guess you would probably need a different material if you're doing makeup on statues, but you wouldn't... I don't think these have ever been painted either. Alpha Founded, hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in. Straight up many colors are more costly than the marble itself, like blue. Alright, well, we'll just use up all our LMD here then. She's so good at doing makeup, she could do it with art supplies. Okay, I'll take that. Conclusion, she painted her skirt. It all makes sense now. The statues were a red herring. She could have dip-dyed it. That is absolutely a possibility. Also, I just noticed now, but the fact that she has statue motifs on her dress and as hairpieces is very nice. Her actual outfit evokes the motifs that you see in the decorative parts of statues. That's a really good detail. It's kind of funny because, like, she almost looks like... Okay, the way that her skirt is, like, wavy here and everything, and, she almost looks like she could be, like, a Jajinka for a paintbrush. I know that sounds strange. But, okay, a Jajinka is, like, a human version of something. So, like, when people do humanoid versions of Pokemon, she almost looks like a Jajinka version of a paintbrush or some other type of art supply. But yeah, I think that that's, like, I really like the way that it's, positioned with the... I don't know, there's something about a lot of these operator skins where they do a very good job with the base color having more muted tones and then picking like one or two really bright ones to make everything else stand out. Also, again, the lighting, make the choice to make this like an orange line art so that it gives the feeling of a warm sun. I really like that. I think that's a really great choice. She kind of does. She does look like a Jajinka paintbrush. I noticed this one. I didn't notice the one in the back. That's cute. I like this. Yeah, I'm a fan of the art supplies. She really does though. Like this skirt looks like it is the top here looks like the ferrule of the paintbrush, and then this looks like the brush itself. So it's interesting. Alright. Next one here. Oh, we've seen this one! Wait, now we actually get a good look at this one. Hang on, this was our... this was our reference when we did the hand pose stream. We've seen this one. Now we get to actually absorb all the detail. We got to see this. Skadoodle. Alright. I'm curious. I wonder if this says anything about it. Tailored to fit snugly from lightweight hydrophobic fabric, ensuring the wearer is unhindered in water. Made to measure for agar residing on land. Interesting, okay. I love the plushies. We've got how many plushies? We've got lots of different plushies here. Yep, I recognize this apple. This is funny. This is funny, because we did the hand study painting this hand and this apple. Interesting choice here. We've got 2 sandwiches? Am I crazy? We've got 2 sandwiches. We got lettuce and tomato sandwich, and then we've got... I swear, is that cheese? That's not cheese, is it? We've got groceries, Octorder. Octorder. Octorder, that's amazing. That's fantastic. Alright, we've got some sort of, we got like canned potatoes? Oh my gosh. Did Vesa put this here? You've got like canned potatoes or potato juice or something. We've got like a tea or some. I can't really tell what this is. We're gonna have to workshop that a bit. No, it's great. Octorder. It's fantastic. DHLBH, thank you very much for resubscribing. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Cheese, potatoes, it's all here. She's an orca, I would kind of expect her to have an appetite. That's fair, that's fair. But, yeah, this is... Alright, and then we've got the Anchor TV. This is, again, a nice chill environment. Okay, that's clever. The jellyfish lamps. I think Vesa would buy these. The jellyfish lamps are clever. How many streams to draw the hair? Oh dear. Exceed, hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. Milk carton is huge. Is it milk? It doesn't look like, it looks like it's coffee or tea or a juice or something. It doesn't look like it's milk. Oh, maybe it's chocolate milk? I don't know. It's the IKEA shark. It has a cow yeah, is that a cow pattern? I couldn't quite tell. Blue High? Yeah, maybe. Octopus lighting is great, honestly. Or yeah, jellyfish. Wait, oh no! Oh, I didn't even notice this part. Okay, octopus chandelier and jellyfish cone lights. That is clever. That is really clever. I feel like the designers have a lot of fun coming up with these types of things, because that is really smart. Jellyfish lamp lights and octopus chandelier. That is really clever. I like the shipping box for the- oh my gosh, I didn't even notice that. The shipping box for the anchor. 1 out of 1 anchor. Incredible. Like, she just got it from Amazon. No, she got it from Octorder. Poor UPS too. I like these shoes too, the details are cool. Yeah, the hair is, well no, this hair would not be, this hair wouldn't be super hard, it's just kind of going in every direction, that's all. Plushies are her gang, and the anchor is, her mentors. Oh! So is this like a make sure to return tag or something? It's on the floor? It's on the floor. Her hair is on the floor. I mean, drawing-wise, it's not terrible. You know, it's no Motoi Maru. But yeah, this is definitely very long hair. I like the nice casual outfit though, that's fun. Oh, I just realized this is a neck rest. I just realized this is like a whale neck, an orca neck rest. That's fun. Scotty does have floor-length hair. That would be annoying to keep up with. It's not that detailed, but tracking down all the hair. Yeah, fair enough. I'm still wondering about, like, the multiple sandwiches, and this doesn't feel like a muffin. This feels like a one-person pie. Seashells on the sofa, too? Ooh, that's a really good detail, too. Wow, it's like you can keep looking and keep finding new details. It's like, so many of these are a game of I Spy, you know? the artist didn't really feel the need to be like, you know, super careful with like how the bookshelves look, right? They're a little bit wonky. They just sort of like get the idea down. They didn't really worry about making the architecture super, super clean. But then when they did add the architecture, they went really nice with the concept. She sells seashells on the sofa. Yeah, it does kind of look like a souffle, you're right. It's like a souffle, 2 sandwiches, canned potatoes, and chocolate milk. That is a combination. Not sure if it's one that I would take, but it is a combination. Alright, that's a fun one. Considering how crazy strong she is, maybe it's like, Cyan, she needs a lot of food to keep the body going. I know, but it's like an interesting combination of choices. Structured by rule of cool. Yeah, exactly. The TV side looks like a guitar head. Huh? Oh, I see what you- oh, okay. That's fun. Banana in the bag as well. She's got a healthy diet. There you go. There you go. Sandwiches, souffles, chocolate milk, canned potatoes, and a banana. All part of a balanced breakfast. Alright, I think we reviewed Kyobai's skin before, right? Oh, now I'm actually able to grab that if I wanted to. I know we've reviewed this one, so I won't review it now, but that is also really, really pretty. You didn't say if you liked her outfit? What, this one? This is interesting. Is this like where she's holding a guitar? Ah! Everything's lagging suddenly. Alright. Is this where she's holding a guitar? That's nice. I mean, I'm personally not a fan of this outfit, just because it's not really my personal aesthetic. But I can see why it would be for other people. I like the overall idea of the skin, the overall image of the skin with all the fun details more than the outfit itself. But I think that there are a lot of people who would like this outfit. I personally just lean more towards fantasy and drapey. I'm tempted to buy the Kyubai skin too. I like the theming and the dress. Yeah, it's a really, really nice color palette. Now that I actually have Kyubai, I am, Kyubai. I'm not good at pronouncing her name. It's like a Q and a CH at the same time. I'm not good at saying it. But I do like how flowy it is. I'm telling you guys, I'm very biased with the dresses and the flowy stuff. So Scotty's outfit is not bad. I just have much more of a flowy fantasy aesthetic. Chobai? Chobai, right? It's just hard for me to say. Yeah, I have a hard time saying it. It is really nice though. I like the little deer motifs, little deer decorations here. It is a very nice color scheme, very woodsy, very, you know, down to earth, very nature-based, very fitting for a deer. It's just also very calming with the bamboo and everything, the smoke going around everything. It's a very good color scheme. It is a nice skin. It is very, very nice. I will consider it now that I actually have, Chobai. For the other one? Yeah, but the other one is, limited, right? The other one is no longer available. As far, you said it was, collab. It was collab, so you can't get it anymore. Paste into Google Translate every time she comes up and let TTS play. Artist who dresses in lawn flowy dress, biased toward flowy dress? Yes. You can tell that I'm very biased towards a lot of these skins, so... I make my bias known so that I'm not trying to be like, yes, this is objectively great and yes, this is objectively bad. No, I'm super biased with a lot of these things. But I will say if something is objectively good in how it follows the fundamentals. The dress is just great with the creases. Is it creases or folds? Yeah, no, this is creased, I believe. This is like creased in the manufacturing. Alright. I don't think we've not seen this one. Serum, okay. This is another, this is more of like what's the word? Vacation, resort type of feeling. I like the little fire motifs on the skateboard and and then like repeated on the handkerchief. That's fun. Are we walking our balloon dog? Okay. Balloon dog. Okay. Sure, why not? Everyone's allowed a pet. I said that before, right? Do not walk them. Everyone is allowed a pet. Everyone is allowed a pet. And if yours is a balloon dog, then have at it. Alright. Interesting, Triskele design. Alright, this one's fairly simple. This one's fairly, like, very, like, I like how simple it is because I feel like if I had to do an operator skin someday, I could handle something like this, right? Also, again, using that technique with the lighter color in the back and the darker, more intense one in the front. It's a very, very good technique. It's used a lot. Mr. Salaryman on a break. He probably deserves a break, I would imagine. Although he might want to pick up his shopping. You don't want to lose those records there. You don't want to lose those tapes. Does he have like a half jacket? No, okay, it's just falling. I was gonna say. I like the fresh resort color. I like the really bright aqua in the lining of the jacket. We've got a little gummy bear too. We've got a little gummy bear. We've got a little balloon dog. He's just having fun. He's just chilling. He's just enjoying his life. I like the extremely subtle color present in the shading here too. Lots of different stickers. And I don't know, there's something nice about like the cyan, the flames in the cyan kind of reflecting on everything. And again, really great colors, really great contrast. Weak to a man wearing rings. I'm curious if it says anything about the balloon dog. Season's latest leisure wear in Colombia, detachable straps and pouches let Serum show off many delights of his spring travels. Okay. Okay, I was wondering, you do get to have the balloon dog with you. Look at the balloon dog. Look at the balloon dog. I love that. You get to chill with the little balloon dog. Have a soda with your balloon dog. Have a little soda, chill out with your balloon dog. Also, again, this is funny because it's kind of like we've been talking about like navy and gold, and then this is like cyan and yellow. It's doing the exact same thing, but in a much more playful, resort, like summery, spring type of way. Alright, cement! It's a dog made out of snake-looking balloons since he himself is a snake. That's incredible. Also, Johnny Virgil, thank you for shouting out the Discord. Thank you, I appreciate it. Join the Discord for exclusive member stuff. Heck yeah, there's a lot of different stuff. Thank you guys for the Discord shoutouts, I appreciate it. This is pretty cute, yeah. It's a very simple on the chibi. It's very visually simple on the chibi. Cement's survey consultant outfit, snug and durable. Contrast to the hoodie and jacket brings out her vitality. She also gets herself a pair of goggles to match with them. That's nice. So this is another one where it's really the background doing all the work, right? She has like a very simplistic outfit, but it works for the, it works for the purpose that it's set to. Safety goggles. Didn't hear an entire operator because someone decided to shoot an entire fireworks factory under your home? Oh goodness. I hope you're alright. This one gives camping vibes. It absolutely does, yeah. I like the little streaks of rainbow reflection on the light too. Warning! I can't tell what this is warning of. Also, electric warning. Okay. The vehicle is nice. This would be hard. Oh, you know what? You know what? I'm 90% sure that, that this is a painted over 3D model. Because, do you see this part here? With the shading? How it kind of has, like, slightly rough edges around the circles? It's really subtle, but they're slightly rough as if it's geometry. I'm pretty sure that this is a painted over 3D model. Which, honestly, nothing wrong with that at all. Cars are extremely hard to draw, so I don't blame them in the slightest. I would absolutely do the same thing too. But it's kind of interesting that because of this part up here that you can kind of tell. The cage and the mountain remind me of someone. Oh my gosh. She's a mole? Oh, okay. I was wondering about the tail. I think you're the only person who can see it, Starlight. You have special eyes and artist brain. I know that there's a technique that a lot of people use, especially for really complex stuff. So I think that it's... Okay, also here on the dashboard, yeah, now I'm convinced. I'm at like 99.9% convinced now. You see in the dashboard that it's a lot less painted over, it's a lot less rendered, it looks a lot more 3D. It looks like a base material surface 3D. This was a 3D model. This was a 3D model. But I think that that is a very smart way of working. So, again, I don't blame them in the slightest. I would definitely do the same. But they did a really good job with the paint over here, where you really wouldn't be able to tell. And then there's a little drone on the top there, too. Overall, I think that her outfit is, like, very fitting for the environment. I don't know anything about concrete, but... I don't know. It's chill, it's nice. It definitely has a camping vibe. I saw someone mention camping. Looked at her files and her last name is actually Moleman. Oh my gosh. Incredible, incredible. Every design I've seen so far has been beautiful and fantastic. Yeah, they're really, really nice, genuinely. This upcoming one I just saw quickly as like a little preview. This is a really, really nice one. I'm tempted. I'm honestly tempted. This one. This is so cute. And we do have pine cones, so there is a temptation here. Is it cement, not concrete? I thought it- oh, okay, I'm sorry. I don't know the operators as well. Sorry, it is cement, you're right. Sorry. But, okay, pine cone's very, very nice. Collection, new outfit, seasons of travel. Pinecone's outfit while visiting family in Colombia. The jacket's jade trim outlines the simple dress with a vibrant aura, an unintentional pairing, yet perfect for spring. It is an unintentional pairing, but it does work really well. That is true. Hang on a sec. This is, okay, leisure wear in Colombia. Survey, this could be in Colombia, I suppose, and then this is also, okay, interesting. I love how sweet and gentle this is. Also, she kind of has like she has a similar hairstyle to me with the M braids, with the M bangs. Not many people have that. Not many operators, not many characters in general have M bangs. So I always like seeing it. I'm always biased to the M bangs. They're called M bangs because they kind of make like a little M shape right here. You can see on the chibi. I'm very biased to other characters because it's very uncommon. Are M-bangs like Crony? Kind of. Crony, I think, has bangs in the front. Crony doesn't have M-bangs necessarily. She has, vents. She has hair vents. Yeah, heat vents, exactly. Skip the next one, noted. Also, Stuckler, I appreciate that, thank you. Alright. This is a nice one. This is like, skip the next two, okay. Okay, noted. Yes. It kind of has a little bit of a Minecraft-y feel, but I don't really want to say that, but it just kind of does. Alright, I'll skip the next two. Thank you guys are helping me a lot here. The way- oh, look at this tiny little bear here! climbing up the twig poles. The way- the quickness that this is done for the foliage, this is a technique I would like to get better at. This is a technique that I would really like to get better at. The, how- you see how everything's like, even just like little sprays of dots, little brush strokes, it's very, very unrefined. But from far away, it actually works really well and no one really pays attention to how refined the leaf in the background is. This is a good technique to learn. This is a very, very good technique to learn, just in terms of getting a good amount of work done, and not distracting from the main character, right? Keeping the main character very detailed, and then keeping the background, just giving you the atmosphere and the feeling of this in general. It's very warm, it has a lot of, good color balance here. I like how there's tiny little bits of red and, like, berries or flower stems or a tiny little bit to brighten up the artwork. It's a good choice here. Feels like a dream. Pickaxe swinging. Oh my gosh. No. Okay, enough of the Minecraft thing. I'm just saying, just because of the way that this is laid out. Little pine cone on the right too. Oh, that's cute. A little pine cone for pine cone. I like that. It's very gentle. Also, this is a really great color choice here. Working with like pretty much blue, our basic green, and then like pretty much lime yellow. But it's all supposed to be like grasslands. We're working with so many different colors in the grasslands here. And then, is that like the, what is this? Is this like, for music? Is this like a generator? I can't quite tell. I can't tell if this is like hair or wheat or branching. This is interesting. I can't quite tell what this is supposed to be made out of. It kind of looks like hay or wheat. It's the power supply? She's always carrying on with her to power the nail gun. Okay, that's what I figured it was. I was like, it's some kind of generator, right? I'm kind of curious with how these branches are sticking out somewhat randomly. And then you have this one branch that's going around and curving completely. But then you have these ones that are sticking straight up. This is probably not the case. I highly doubt it is, but if it was, it would be very cool. It really reminds me of tarot cards, because when you have tarot cards, you have the 4 classes. You have like coins, cups, wands, and swords. And wands in tarot are usually represented by standing twigs. And they look just like this. So I don't think that that's the case, but if it is, then there would be a lot more symbolism associated here. Because you don't normally see those standing twigs in any other situation. Fairy mirror. Fairy mirror. If it's a fairy mirror, then the twigs I definitely think are from tarot. It definitely has. Yeah, I'm curious. I think it's probably far-fetched. I highly doubt that that was the inspiration. But the fact that it's, like, specifically 7, the fact that this is the only branch that's completely different, the fact that there's, like, this very mysterious ring here... I don't know. I feel like there could be more to this skin than meets the eye, but I don't have enough evidence to go on. And I don't think the description gives us that evidence either. But there's something really, really mysterious going on here. Why else would you just have these random sticking out branches? I feel like there's something there. The reason for wands represented as twigs is that casting the wands is a form of fortune-telling in Irish druidic tradition. The wands represent certain important trees that grow in Ireland. Ah, interesting, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I could be wrong, but it just feels like there could be something there. I am most likely wrong, but it is interesting. All right, skip the next 2. Okay, how am I gonna do this? No, I'm not looking. Okay. I know harmony is okay? Yeah, I know harmony is okay. Hold on. Okay. Skip harmony too? Wait, I thought this was okay. All right. Okay, that's fair. I think we've reviewed mint. Are we at the end here? I know we've reviewed mint. I know we've reviewed scene. Larkvin, and then the rest I think aren't gonna show because then those are the ones that I've... Yep, that's it. That's our end. Alright. So if we're skipping those last 3, right? Then I think that we've wrapped it up. I'm going to keep it on this one just because I still love this. I'm totally not biased, not at all. Alright. It's the end of the art moment. I really love doing the skin reviews, honestly, because there's so much that I can learn about it. There's so much that I can learn about them that really, from an art perspective, when I'm talking about things like the color theory or the composition or the lighting, I'm not at the point where I can push that skill level yet, but I can recognize it, and the more I can recognize it, the more I can put it into my own work and improve my own work with it. Also, if you have Suzerain, please get this skin. It's so cute. There's 2 little baby foxes next to her. It's amazing. But again, if you don't know who I am, my name is Starlight Akari, and I love doing these skin reviews every time there's new ones, as long as they are ones that I can look at without spoilers, but I do this so that I can show a little bit of detail in skins that you might not have seen, in case there are any that you want to purchase. Alright, again, I stream Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Thursday are Arknights art streams. I'd be happy to see you if you are also an Arknights fan. And definitely consider joining our Discord, where we have an Arknights channel, specific threads for anything spoiler related. And if you don't play Arknights, we'd be happy to have you as well, because it's just an overall nice, safer work community, and we would love your presence there. Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Alright, good enough? Good enough. I'm trying my best here.